Mm. You're in search of something. Okay? You're in search of something and you think that there's a long journey ahead. You're following the map. You're on a quest. And you think there's a long journey ahead and you think there's going to be a lot of suffering. So you're kind of preparing for that. You're preparing to fight battles. And you're preparing to meet enemies. You haven't, in your mind, this is your perception, you haven't started your quest yet. You've just been called to it. And you've accepted and you're now packing your bags. And so you haven't started, you're still at home. And when you're packing your bags, you're packing all these weapons. Okay? Because you're like, this is going to be a battle. I'm going to be walking out into a war zone and I'm going to have to fight. And I think that's going to be the main part of the journey. I think you think that this quest is asking you to fight. I think you think it's calling you to war. Okay. Whoa, I feel so afraid. This is not mine. I don't, because my fear doesn't feel like this. I feel overwhelmed actually. If you feel like this, I'm feeling it and it's not fun. I don't think this quest is not for you. It is for you, but honestly, like if I had a quest and I felt like this, I might doubt if it's for me because I would feel like it's not fun. I'm not having a good time. I can barely breathe. It's like suffocating almost because you're so afraid of leaving the house because you think that when you step out, it's going to be like guns ablaze, like barrels pointed at you. I'm not sure why you think that. One part of the message here is you don't have to pack all of these things because you're not walking into war. Your quest has nothing to do with fighting. Actually, the reason you're feeling all of this is because it's to alert you to the fact that your own internal fears are the greatest illusion. There is no tangible external reality in which you're gonna have to fight or use weapons, and the weapons that you're packing, you're gonna be using against yourself. I don't know if that makes sense. You think that you'll be using them externally, you won't. The second part of this message is you think you haven't started your quest, but you're actually very close to the finish line, and probably that's why it feels really tough. I think you think there's a long way to go and you've just accepted, but maybe the acceptance of the quest is the finish line. Maybe this ending where you're feeling suffocated and like suffocated with fear. You're feeling so heavy, like you can't breathe, like you're so afraid. Maybe that's the end of it because that's why it's like really tough, and also because I have a really strong feeling like that you're already there. It's like you're so afraid to like open the door and walk in or walk out. Either one. You're afraid to open the door because you think on the other side of it it's going to be really awful. It's going to be worse than what you're feeling now. And you're seeing this feeling as a premonition of what's going to happen once you do something. But actually when you open the door it'll be like a wonderful surprise or something. It's like you're walking into your own proposal, okay? But you think it's going to be like someone's death or something. You think you're walking into like the boss battle, but this is the boss battle. You're in it. And I keep saying quests, and that's a little bit vague. So, could you please tell me a really like tangible way of putting that? Is it a decision? Is it an action? It's do you already know the door that I'm talking about? I don't know it. The skills that you think you are going to learn in this battle, you've already learned them. I keep seeing that you think you're gonna be starting a journey, but you're ending it. And I don't mean something's ending. I mean you think that this is the beginning of a tough time. Yeah, you're like preparing for a tough time, but you've learned how to be strong. You've learned how to be resilient, and you're doing it so efficiently now that you don't realize you're applying the skills you've already learned. You think that it's going to ask more of you. You think it's going to be like how much stronger can you be? But if you've already learned the skill, you don't need to like it's not asking you to hone it further through further battle. It's not asking you to. You already know how to do that. It's not going to keep repeating the same thing. And you've already learned how to be balanced. Mhm. I think you keep checking for external validation. I think you keep going like, but am I doing it? Like you're doing something perfectly, but then you'll like open your eyes and go, am I doing it? Like you'll keep checking. You don't believe it, you don't trust it. I think you're meant to just have a really good time now. Um and I'm not seeing like force a good time, more like kind of you can relax and be in your like more of an innocent place. Like what would your youngest self do? Just walk around, having a good time, and like not be afraid. Whoa, I get it now. um I just watched both of the movies, the Jungle Book movies, and I was like, I don't know what I'm meant to get from that, although I really love them. And the thing that really stood out to me above everything else was that the whole point of the character is he walks around the jungle and he's like, I want to live here. I don't want to go to the man village. But he walks around and he's not afraid of anything. Because I was like, if I, as a 10-year-old, walked into the jungle, I'd be afraid of a bear and a snake and all of the things he meets. But he's never afraid, and he has a really, really good time with everyone and everything. And he kind of is himself the whole time, including when he meets the villain. And he's like, I'm not afraid of you. He says it explicitly. But the whole movie is centered around his enjoyment of each environment and experience. And I think you're meant to do that now. I think you're meant to really not be afraid, and it's not about forcing the lack of fear. It's not about rejecting fear when you feel it. I think it's more about putting it down. Like drop it. Like don't pack all of these things you're packing. Walk ahead without anything, because the things that you need you already have. You don't need to pack them. You don't need to be intentional. You don't need to prepare for anything to help you with your fear. Once you put everything down and go, okay, I'm naked and I'm walking ahead, that's all you need. And I think in that scenario, you won't feel the suffocating fear, and you won't feel like you're forgetting something. You won't feel like you didn't prepare enough. And then you'll just enjoy yourself without having to force that, because it's your time now. Oh, that's really nice. I think you feel alone. I think you've maybe been alone for so long that your internal fears seem really real to you, and you've been alone for so long that the thought of being around other people feels like a battle to you, but it's only good things coming now. In fact, I think the more things you pack to go on your quest, the more you'll be obliged to use them even when you don't need to. Like, you'll think you're in a battle and you won't be. I don't see anything bad coming for you. In fact, I told you I see that you're at the end of your journey and now it's time to have a good time and build from a new place. Build from this place of strength that you've already built within yourself, build from this place of balance, and build from this extremely new place of no baggage. Okay? And I keep wanting to emphasize that none of this includes any force on your end. Do not force anything. I love you. And be really, really nice to yourself. I think that's be really nice to yourself and walk through the door, please. I don't know what the door is, but maybe you'll know. But I think you're being really mean internally. Do you know that you're being mean internally? Like, you're being really, really mean. All the cards that I got for where you're going to, or like your environment, your situation, they're all really wonderful. You're very supported, and you've done a great job. And the cards that I got for you are so mean. And every time I look at those, I feel this suffocating fear, like I can't breathe, this constriction. So be kinder to yourself. And I hope that when I do a reading for you again, I feel better. I hope I connect to the same people every time. Or like, you know what I mean? Like over and over, because then I'll be able to really track your growth. I would love that. I think you're afraid to put your baggage down because you're thinking, like, you're afraid to ask for more than what you think you can get. I think you're like, if I hope for support, I won't get it and I'll be even more disappointed, so I have to prepare for that disappointment. What if you never, what if this is the beginning of your life and you never had all of these traumas around disappointment and abandonment and people letting you down? What if this was the day one? Because then if it was day one, you'd be like, oh, I want this. Maybe it wouldn't even be like, I want this. You wouldn't feel a lack anyway. You'd walk into the world and go, this is all for everyone. This is for me. I'm meant to be here. What this feeling of like, I need to prepare is kind of attached to the feeling of I'm not meant to be here and I need to prepare on this foreign planet or something. Like, there's no space for me here. There's no room for me here. And I can't want support or like expect someone else, other people to be supportive because I'm not meant to be here. Like, you're some alien or something. But if it was like day one, you wouldn't feel that. If it was day one and you saw everyone land on Earth together, you'd be like, we're all on even footing. You know? And we are all on even footing. The only difference is we didn't see ourselves land here together. Separation is an illusion. Even when it feels like you're not receiving external validation, or no, I was going to say something that's not relevant to your journey. I was going to say like, you're still supported even when it feels like you're not receiving external validation. But you know what is relevant to your journey? When you walk through the door, you will receive everything you've ever dreamed of, point blank. There's no caveat. I was going to be like, even when you think you're not being supported, you are. But God was like, that's not for them. because they will be supported in such an external and tangible way that they'll see it. I think you're gonna be supported, period. There's no what, like, clauses to it or something. You have to walk through the door. Put your weapons down. Put your baggage down. Whoa, I feel better, but I still feel this fear because you haven't put it down yet. But yeah, have a really good time. Okay. Well, you know what's so funny? Whenever I watch tarot readings, they're always like, put in the comments below how, like, if it resonated, but also they're like, you know, when you have a good time, put it in the comments below what it means or how you're interpreting it, whatever, okay? And I always was like, they're doing it to get comments or something. But I genuinely am like so invested in your journey. So if you know what the door if you know what the door is, tell me, please. You don't have to leave a comment. You can message me or something. I don't know. Wow. Wait, no, well, I'll do another reading for you so I'll know what the door is, maybe. Yeah, just overall looking at this, I really like you guys. Like you. I like you. Just feel like you don't like you. But at the core of you, you like you. And at the surface, you're refusing to let go of the things you hate about yourself because you think that it like humbles you or something. You're like, if I put down this baggage, then I'll be like unstoppable. I'll be like, nothing's gonna be humbling me. But I don't think you need that artificially. I don't think you superficially need that. You've built such a strong foundation of balance and strength that you don't need to artificially inject humility into your character. Why don't you see who you are when you put the baggage down, and we'll go from there. Okay? Be nice to yourself. You're being very mean. Be nice to yourself. Okay, love you. Bye, love you.